Sai Yuk, a Cantonese hero, has recently joined this secret organization, the Red Flower Society. The main target of the organization is to overthrow the Manchurian emperor and re-establish the Ming dynasty. Sai Yuk and his beautiful new bride Ting Ting are traveling to the headquarters of the organization, leaving his mother back home. They arrive at their destination and a celebration is going on, with people having good food and enjoying dragon dance. They're seated inside the diner having food when Sai Yuk sees a monk being chased out of the place. He invites the monk in and offers him some food. The monk blesses him and his wife. The fortune-telling monk predicts the future of Sai Yuk of having 2 women in his life. This alarms both husband and wife. Sure enough, Sai Yuk is swiftly pursued by a gorgeous girl disguised as a flirty young lad. Shortly after comes the Chan Ka Lok, the man who's leading the Red Flower Society as the chief and is also the godfather of Sai Yuk. Looking at this man's face, the monk warns him about the lurking evil spirits around him and to watch out. But the chief pays no heed to his words, saying he does not believe in such things. The monk asks if he can read his palm. As soon as he sees the palm, he reacts nervously, saying that it's the palm of an emperor. This reminds him of his past when he was secretly sent to Mr. Yu, the former chief of the organization, with his identification letter. He is in fact the emperor's brother, born of Manchu blood, but devoted to the Han people that raised him. Furthermore, the monk also warns his greatest enemy, as well as the person who will save him, is closer to him. Suddenly, the chief is attacked amid the celebration by the dragon dancers. As he dodges the attack, the monk gets caught in the middle and is burnt alive. Sai Yuk realizes that his godfather is in danger, so he goes to save him. He puts up a good fight, and all the attackers make their retreat. The chief then calls his men and returns back to their headquarters. Back at the headquarters, everyone is gathered to share their progress in the group. As the chief is highly respected in the society, a woman named Miss Cheung approaches him to bless her newborn child with a suitable name. He gladly welcomes her, looks at the baby, and names the baby Tai An, which means prosperity and wealth. All of a sudden, Miss Cheung throws the baby up in the air and pulls out a short sword to attack the chief. He catches the falling baby. Suddenly, the field is covered with chaos. Mr. Yu, a respected Red Flower member, gets hold of the woman and twists her neck, leading to her death. The people finally notice that the woman is not Miss Cheung, but someone with a fake face mask. Next, Yotong and his group accuse Mr. Yu of being a part of the assassination attempt, questioning him about how a stranger was able to enter their place. Yotong states that Yu is jealous of Chan Ka Lok for being chosen as chief of the society by his own father. Yotong and Yu's group get involved in a verbal dispute. The chief then intervenes, reminding them about their common aim to overthrow the Manchu and restore the Ming dynasty. Later, upon learning that a band of samurai has stolen the sacred box holding his secret identity, Ka Lok recruits a team to retrieve the box. Fong Sai Yuk is also chosen as one of the team members. Just as the team has set off for their mission, Sai Yuk's mother, Mu Tzu Fa, arrives at the organization with a jar of his favorite soup. On the way, they encounter a group of samurai and engage in a riverboat battle. He thinks the girl in the river is in danger and goes to save her. Later on, he discovers that she is none other than the mystery admirer back from the restaurant. Fong Sai Yuk 2 is a martial arts action comedy movie featuring the acrobatic skills of martial arts star Jet Li. This movie offers a mixture of adventure, spectacularly choreographed fight sequences, and light farce. Sai Yuk is the newest member of a secret organization called the Red Lotus Society. Despite being a newbie, he's chosen to participate in an important mission of retrieving a sacred box containing a valuable secret. After failing in his mission, other members of the organization accuse him of cowardice and incompetence. To redeem himself, he's once again given an opportunity. This time, he's to pursue the daughter of the powerful governor who holds the box. Now, back to the movie. Sai Yuk's mother comes to his rescue disguised as Yamamoto Mushiro. He tells his mother to grab the sacred box before anything. Thinking of her as their leader, the Japanese minions were about to hand over the box when the girl signals him not to hand it over. They attack Muitsu Fa. Then, she threatens them with the life of the girl. Finally, they leave them alone and retreat. The box is brought to the house of the governor, and from there, it will be transported to the capital in 2 days' time. Next, the mother and son return to the headquarters of the Red Flower Society, but Yu and his men belittle Sai Yuk. He calls him a coward and insults him for returning alone unscathed. unable to withstand this belittling against her son, she attacks Yu. However, when Yu tries to attack her, Sai Yuk blocks him and acknowledges his failure in the mission. But he warns Yu not to raise his hands against his mother. The chief comes and says that he will handle the matter himself. She asks the chief what their ranks are in the organization, but he doesn't give a concrete answer and says that they are his relatives. She is dissatisfied with his answer. Therefore, she asks her son to return back home with her, saying that they are not respected here. However, Sai Yuk says that he must get the sacred box. The plot unfolds to disclose that Yu has always been jealous of Chan Ka Lok. Time and again, he's plotted plans to kill the chief, but was never successful. He's got wind of the secret of that sacred box. It contains information relating to Chan Ka Lok. Meanwhile, the Red Flower Society has a mole of its own on the governor's side. Since Angie fancies Sai Yuk, he suggests to the chief that they make Sai Yuk lead the mission of getting the box. Initially, he declines the idea of his godson courting the girl, but eventually, he calls Sai Yuk and convinces him of the mission. He's told that he needs to court Angie, the governor's daughter, but he doesn't have any idea who she might be. Since Sai Yuk has failed his mission once before, Yu tries hard to get the chance to lead the mission. Then Ka Lok reminds Yu that he's on the blacklist, so entering the governor's house is near to impossible. Sai Yuk, being the one with a clean record, is perfectly suitable for this mission. Next, we see Yu losing his temper and challenging Sai Yuk. If Sai Yuk is successful in retrieving the box within 3 days, Yu agrees to brush his shoes. However, if he fails, then Sai Yuk must ruin his kung fu skill himself. Later, in the governor's house, Angie is on cloud 9 after receiving a letter from her crush, Sai Yuk. Little did she know that it's actually made up by the mole. Being excited, she swirls around the garden and fails to notice her father standing in front of her. The governor then reads the letter in her hand. She then proceeds to ask him if it's alright to befriend Sai Yuk from the Red Flower Society. The next day, the mother guides her son into the temple to set him up on a date with Angie. She advises him to kiss the girl on their first meeting. He heads straight to the girl from the back and asks her to kiss him. When she turns to face him, he's startled and unable to utter a word as he sees the same woman from the river. His mother encourages him and gives him a helpful push, but he accidentally kisses a nun. After failing the first step, they both walk away from the temple. Angie follows them and asks if he really loves her and if he's willing to marry her. He confesses that he loves her and is ready to marry her, but on one condition. All he wants is the sacred box. She agrees to his proposal. Angie then informs him that her father is going to organize a boxing competition to choose a suitable husband for her. She instructs him to defeat everyone and express his love for her in front of everyone. On the day of the competition, before the match officially starts, the governor explains the only rule of the competition to win is to get the silk-striped ball at the top of the bridal sedan. All the participants have gathered in the field. Angie, who is prettily dolled up and seated on the sedan, is searching for Sai Yuk in the crowd. The match commences, and people from all teams make a human bridge that stretches up to the sedan at the top for their respective leaders to reach. The team kicks and pulls other teams to hinder the opposing leaders from reaching the top of the sedan. The battlefield is in pure chaos, and then comes Fong Sai Yuk with his huge group. But to their disappointment, they are stopped at the entrance gate as they are late for the competition. By this time, the participating leaders are reaching the sedan and are fighting among themselves. Since Sai Yuk is not permitted to enter, he makes his grand entrance through flight. He rides a huge kite and directly reaches the sedan. As other competitors are already present around the sedan, he puts up a good fight and is able to overthrow all of them. But what he could never expect in that situation is waiting for him at the top. He is confronted by Ting Ting. He asks her to believe in him and tries to explain to her that whatever he's doing is for the country. Next, Angie asks Sai Yuk who the other lady is. Instead of him, she answers her that she is his wife. Immediately, Sai Yuk whispers that she is just a fiancé. Now, the girls are involved in a fistfight, and he's stuck in between them. He, along with his mother, are unable to control the ladies. In the process, Angie slaps Ting Ting. Since she is slapped in front of her husband and he didn't even stand for her, she feels disheartened. Then, she suddenly jumps from there to kill herself. Sai Yuk can't let his wife die in front of his eyes, so grabbing the long piece of cloth, he also jumps down and catches her with the cloth. Confusingly enough, Angie also jumps down and he catches her with her hands. A while later, his mother also makes a leap, but both his hands are full, so he could not catch his mother. The people on the ground also did not attempt to catch the falling woman, which causes her to crash to the ground. A while later, Mu Fa kneels on the ground and apologizes on behalf of her son, and condones the marriage for the sake of the country. Ting Ting is heartbroken, but she has no other option but to accept her fate. Later, Sai Yuk and Angie get married, yet he treats this marriage as merely a trade, and that deeply angered her. Since he's ready to spend the night with her in exchange for the box, she becomes furious and tosses the box towards him and walks away. He sees the contents inside the box, which reveals that his godfather is the brother of the Manchu emperor, and he realizes that this document should never reach Yu. He grabs the box and is about to flee with his mother and wife when the governor's people block his path. The governor is offended by them for treating his daughter unjustly. He asks Sai Yuk to choose between the box and his daughter, and without taking a second to think, he chooses the box. The governor then orders him to be arrested and has come prepared with a powerful cannon. He orders his men to fire the cannon and destroy the area. Despite being treated poorly, Angie comes to their rescue. Placing a sword at her neck, she threatens her father to let them go. At last, the father needs to surrender to his daughter's wish and lets them go. Later, they finally arrive in an alley where Ting Ting expresses her gratitude for saving them, and Angie returns back his name tag that she has found during the river battle. This is her farewell to them. Next, they are seen returning back to the Red Flower Society. On the way, they are ambushed by Yu's people, but quickly, they devise a plan to fool those people. They all run in different directions and make it look like the other one is carrying the box. Sai Yuk is the one to arrive first at the headquarters with the awaited sacred box. But before he could present it in front of everyone, Yu tries to grab the box, so he intentionally drops the box in the fire. He then accuses Yu of trying to destroy the evidence, which would otherwise prove his evil deeds. Yu then goes on to exaggerate the fact that Sai Yuk is unable to present the box because he could not retrieve it, and concludes him of failing miserably. So, as per the deal, he needs to destroy his martial arts skill. Bounded by the rules of a master is equivalent to a father having the right to punish his son, the chief comes forward to punish him. He then brutally slashes the nerves in Sai Yuk's limbs to destroy his kung fu skills. Furthermore, he warns that he will kill anyone who will hurt his godson from that point onwards. Mu Fa is enraged with the chief for her son's condition and swears for revenge. Kwok Bong explains that his tendons and veins were not injured at all. Sai Yuk then gives the document to be handed over to the chief, but she thinks it can be used against Chen Lung in the future, so she plans to keep it safe. Since Yu and his people are on the way to his room, Kwok Bong helps them to escape through the back door and readies himself to fight head-on. Kwok Bong is an old acquaintance of Xiu Fa, who has survived in the group hiding his martial arts skill. However, the time has come to put his skills to use. He's able to beat many guys, but lastly, he gets his arm twisted by Yu. Xiu Fa then comes to help him, but in the end, she is saved by him, as he protects her from Yu's sword with his life. At last, Yu somehow manages to get his hands on the document and comes to threaten Chan Ka Lok by captivating his people. Yu becomes the self-proclaimed chief of the organization, and he hangs Xiu Fa at the square for public humiliation. Later, Ka Lok's trusted friend comes to visit Sai Yuk in the secluded cave where he has been recuperating. He tells him all the events taking place in the organization, Ka Lok being held imprisoned, his half-dead mother hung in the square, and the majority of the brothers either quit or changed sides. Sai Yuk then sets off to save his mother, but his former brothers block his way as he does not want to see the blood of his fellows. He blindfolds his eyes and fights with them. Subsequently, he reaches the square and finds his mother struggling for her life by merely hanging above a pile of benches. Yu and his people are torturing her by removing the bench one by one. After getting a hold of one end of the rope, he and his mother jointly manage to beat Yu to a pulp and send him flying to the throne of the chief that he dearly wanted to have. At the same time, the rope snaps and Su Fa falls, but before she could land on the ground, her two daughters-in-law cushion her with their bodies. Next, the chief's friend comes with the troops to rescue him and the other people held captive. Lastly, Sai Yuk bids farewell to his godfather and tells him of his depression of quitting the martial arts world. He returns back home with his mother and his 2 wives. The end. Make sure to hit the like button and subscribe to our channel. Until next time, take care and goodbye.